Success is comfortable and it confirms who you already are. But failure, that's the teacher. Hi everyone, Jules here, and welcome back to Jules FM, a podcast about becoming the person you're meant to be, following the sparks that matter, and building a life that lights you up. Today I wanted to talk about something that seems to be a consistent theme amongst just about every guest I've spoken to from all different areas. Entertainers, Olympians, founders, and that is you don't learn as much from success as you do from failure. They all agreed that the turning point wasn't the medal, the breakthrough, or the job. It was the moments things didn't work out and that they had to confront themselves. And they had to reassess and find a way forward. Now, I think this is pretty cool that this is coming from people who have achieved incredible success in their lives and are at the top of their fields. And success is awesome. And it can feel great, and don't get me wrong, personally, I would love to choose gold over anything else every day. I think we all would. But apparently, that's not the place we grow the most from. Now, if I go back and think about the biggest shifts in my life, like the stuff that shaped me, I guess, it wasn't the wins. They were fun. And I remember those too. Well, most of them. And they felt awesome. But if I'm honest, they didn't change me. It was definitely when things didn't go as I had hoped or planned, that the cracks had appeared or everything had pretty much fallen apart. And that's when I reassessed where I was and what was going on in my life. A few big ones that come to mind straight away is when my friendships fell apart at school, or when I was traveling and all my stuff got stolen, or when work became so overwhelming that it cost me my health. It crashed for a little while there. Or more recently when my mum passed away. And there are so many moments that I can remember vividly that were horrible to be in at the time. And I really, really struggled. But then afterwards, when I look back now, I can see that a new version of me had appeared. And in lots of ways was stronger, more resilient, and definitely more resourceful. And in some of those times, the new version of me was one that had moved closer to who I was meant to be. If I reflect now, this growth happened, especially later in life, as this isn't something I was aware of when I was younger so much. But it was because I knew that something had to change in the way I was doing things, like that I couldn't keep on that same path. So I had to do something different, including the things that were out of my control, like losing my mum. That hurt like nothing I've ever experienced before. But I knew I couldn't stay with that pain and that I had to find a way to move past it. This thinking of using failures as lessons is something, as I said, so many of the guests shared. Like Sam Mitchell said he does it religiously with the Hawthorn football team after a game, and especially after a loss. Like they have a set time frame and he compartmentalizes how they break down that reflection. But they look at the game so that they can develop and grow and get better. Matt Nunn said that his biggest lessons have come from the things that didn't work out and that he believes you only grow from failure. And I think by embracing this understanding, there is the greatest opportunity to achieve our goals, be more likely to live our dreams, and definitely to be feeling more fulfilled. And just to feel like we haven't wasted this time here by playing it safe or not progressing. So what that looks like for me is that I'm going to actively start looking for ways to fail. And by that I mean I am going to take more risks and put myself out there more often. And for those of you that have been with me since the start of this journey, you'll know that this is something I started from the onset and I have been doing already, but I think it's time I upped my game and pushed a little harder. I'm also going to reframe my perspective on failing as maybe I wouldn't go as far as to say it's the goal, but maybe it is. Like to push hard enough and challenge myself until I do fail. Then use that to move forward and go again. But absolutely, it's to appreciate and to be grateful for the failures and for what they're teaching me. So my final reminder is that success rewards you but struggle rewires you. And it's that rewiring that turns us into something unstoppable. I hope you enjoyed today's episode and that maybe, like me, starting today, you might think about taking more risks. Little risks that lead you towards a life that feels more aligned for you. Don't forget to hit subscribe on your podcast platform, and thank you again for listening. Until next time.